Welcome to the homestead, I guess you could say. I'm out here on the back patio, and I just thought we'd do a live session. I'm not sure if anybody's going to be chiming in or how this works, so it's going to be kind of a learning process. But I thought I'd do a Q&A session and do a live startup of all 6 tractors. I'm not sure how this is going to go because my wireless router is, of course, inside the house, and the tractors are kind of in our back 40, I guess you could call it. But we'll see how that works, because I don't have the best cell phone service yet either, because, well, I guess you can call us in the North Woods somewhat, but we just don't have the best service. So I don't know, it looks like I got one person watching, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know how this works, how I'm supposed to be able to I'm just messing with some settings here. Show live chat messages. Yeah, we definitely want to do that. But anyways, I don't know how many people are going to watch, but I'm definitely excited to see where this goes. So just out here on my back patio enjoying it, and it's a nice day. You know, the grass isn't green obviously, but we're doing okay. I suppose I could bring you guys down to show you what I've got. I gotta unplug you here. What I've got in the shed too. Whoop. Gotta get my reclining chair to stop reclining. Okay. Alright. Well, we did work into our house deal this little added bonus. Something to help me with the yard work. Oh yeah. It's green and yellow. It ain't a red machine, but it should get the job done. I've already given it a few test runs around the yard, and it runs really well. So that's that. Let's see. Oh, we also got a lawn sweeper in with it, and I've started putting up some yard decor. I got a gopher problem, but started putting up some yard decor. One of the steel wheel extensions I've got over here in our grove of trees. But oh, GMC Cracker Box truck. Maybe I should get an antique garden tractor collection. Well, I would like to get a Montgomery Ward tractor, because that's what my grandpa had. Let's see, Ryan also said something. Ready to hear them all run? Talk to my Mag guy down here at Le Sueur. He must have seen Rudy down there. I was down there yesterday, but I didn't take any video. That was something I was going to talk about too. I was down at Le Sueur yesterday. I got a few things for the tractors, but nothing major. There was a lot of stuff, and it's a really big event, but it's just wasn't much I could pick up that I could use. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff, and then there's a lot of, in my opinion, junk. But you know, one man's junk is another man's treasure. So a couple of the other things I did get. Hopefully this thing is still live. It says it is, but I'm way away from the house. But I did pick up a belt pulley for the H. Got that at Le Sueur. I also got some fender extension brackets so that I can mount them out farther away from the operator and closer to the wheel. But that really helps. Oh, a Pennsylvania Panzer. You know, it's funny you mention that, because Domino had a Pennsylvania tractor when we were growing up. I've known him since we were in kindergarten, and he had a Pennsylvania, I think it was like an 1107 or something like that. We used to take that thing all over the place, man. It was a really cool little tractor. And we actually seen it on Craigslist probably about a year ago. I'll kind of do a panoramic of the tractors here. Oh, there they are. all 6 of them. Lined them all up for you guys so that when we start them up, hopefully they all start. When we start them up, they're all right in the same spot. But it's that Pennsylvania was a really cool tractor. It was, we'd take that thing all over the place, and I'm pretty sure it had like a 9-inch Ford rear end in it, if I remember correctly. You know, the axles were just cut down a little bit, but yeah, it was a fun little tractor. We'd take it up to the local corner store, and we'd, you know, get Coke and zebra cakes and all that stuff, and we'd drive it all over the place, man. We'd take it off-roading, up and down hills, hill climbing, and that thing went through some stuff, let me tell you. But we saw it on Craigslist not too long ago, and that thing was, oh, it says I got a very bad connection. Maybe I should get closer to the house. The thing was a lot of fun though, that little Pennsylvania. Well, we'll get closer to the house here, and I hope this this live stream doesn't cut out when we try to start the tractors. That would be a downer, but I'm just gonna sit back in the chair here and okay. Coke and zebra cakes, heck yeah, man. It was either that or Swiss cake rolls, you know. That was good stuff. But yeah, we did a lot of stuff, me and Domino, growing up together, and he's doing all right, but he's had some complications with some of his inner ear stuff that he's got going on, and they're saying he might have to do some pretty big surgery, you know, go in through his skull and do some inner ear surgery on both sides, and he can only do one side at a time. Then he can't walk for 2 weeks after each surgery, so you're talking a month of not walking. But anyways, you know, they're a strong family, and they're chin up but head down, bowling through, you know what I mean? So, but thanks again for everybody that's donated to that GoFundMe and supported him and me, you know, in my channel, but supported him for sure. So hey, thanks, man. Thanks, Herman. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy the channel. So I'm just kind of hanging out in the backyard really until I don't know how many people are gonna chime in here and watch, but I just thought I'd do like a live Q&A session. If you guys got any burning questions in your mind about the tractors, or about, you know, how life's going or anything like that, feel free to ask. I may not answer them fully. Like if you ask me stuff about professional life, I'm not going to answer that fully because I don't really disclose that on social media. But yeah, pretty much I'm pretty open, so if you got any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll try to answer the best I can, you know. Just got off work too. Well, I wasn't working, but I was running errands, and we were cutting it really close for time here. I was starting to get kind of stressed, telling my fiance, saying, I can't be late. I promised these guys I was going to be there at 3 o'clock. So I was a couple minutes late, but I had to get the case in the backyard here, and that took a couple minutes, so that's why I wasn't right at 3 o'clock, but close enough, right? Close enough. But let me see if I can flip this thing around and give you guys a view out of the backyard here. You can see the tractors way in the distance, but our property goes back that way about, from where I'm sitting, probably about 900 feet. So it goes quite a ways back, and we do got quite the herd of deer. But, and then that tree line over there, that's kind of the edge of our property. And over on that side, that tree line is really close, so that's the other edge. But it's kind of a long pie-shaped shape, I guess you could call it. But Oh, I know. A couple other things I can do. Let's walk to the front of the house here. I received a couple of gift packages, and I just wanted to let everybody know that I appreciate all those gifts, man. That's awesome stuff. License plates or signs or whatever you send. Got to give a big shout out to 120 Acre Wood. Thanks for the Wyoming plates, man. I appreciate it. They're up there on the wall. Everybody's plates that I've been sent is up on the wall. And then I've also got these cool signs that were sent to me. So pretty cool stuff. If you don't see, like if you sent me a duplicate plate and you don't see it up here on the wall, it's in this stack. But I did hang at least one of everybody's plate up. I'm just kind of waiting for more space to hang up these plates, you know, as in a pole barn or a shed to hang them in. My plan is to hang them from the, you know, the ceiling trusses. So that's kind of where we're at. I had to install this sub panel here, piggybacked off my electrical panel, but oh, we got a question. So if I want to test my belly pump, I should find a pressure gauge, screw it on to one of those ports and check for how much pressure on an M. Yeah, that would work. If you screwed a pressure gauge into those ports and just pulled back on that hydraulic arm, that would pressure up that line or that port, and it should give you a reading. I think the early M's were somewhere around 600 to 700 psi, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. And then the later M's were much higher, somewhere like 900 to 1,000 psi. But yeah, that's all you would have to do is plug a gauge into that port and pull that actuating lever back, and it should pressure up enough to get you a good reading. So as long as you got fluid in there, that is. So hopefully that helps. I've never checked the pressure on mine with a gauge, but obviously it lifts the loader, so it's got plenty of pressure. Lifts the loader, lifts it with snow, lifts it with dirt or leaves. So yeah, that should be all you have to do to test it. So let's see what else. When we moved in here, we did the gal that used to live here did leave a bunch of garden tools and shears and rakes and a couple shovels and yeah, left a bunch of stuff here. But let's see, I got a whole bunch of leftover lumber for more shelves in case I do decide to put up more shelves. Oh, this here I also picked up from Le Sueur. It's a F20 PTO and belt pulley engagement lever, because the one that's on the F20 I have, somebody torched the handle in half, so I got a replacement lever and assembly for that. But there's that. And the fenders for the Case SC, they've been sandblasted, so they're ready for Bondo and primer and paint. And a lot of guys are probably wondering, oh, why I haven't primed them yet. Well, because this metal, for whatever reason, it doesn't flash rust as easily as the newer stuff. So this old metal must be just a real nice high quality metal. So when I sandblasted the whole tractor, I didn't have to prime it right away. I bet it sat without primer for probably 2 weeks at least. So everything worked out just fine with that. So as long as you don't let them sit outside in the rain or early morning dew or anything like that, so should be fine. But Oh boy. Let's see here. I gotta check out these. See what else I got for comments in here. Okay. Just making sure I got to everybody's. Galvanized steel? I don't think so. Pretty sure it's just regular steel, but I could be wrong. But you're welcome, Ryan. No problem. If hopefully I helped out. You know, like I said, I've never tested the pressure on my pumps, but I know about what they should be, and I think it's 600 to 700 for an M on the earlier M's, and then somewhere closer between 9 and 1,000 for the later M's. But Herman, you're up to 4 Farmalls. It is an addiction, that's for sure. You have an H, N1, and M, and they look very similar, but you have not seen an M in person. Here's the thing. Here's an easy way to tell the difference between an H and an M. The H, if you look at the steering shaft angle above the tank, from where it comes down from the steering support and goes into the hood, it's a much steeper angle. On an M, where it comes out of the hood and goes up into that steering support, it's pretty much the same angle all the way back that the hood has. So essentially you'll have, see if I can do this here, I gotta sit you guys in my lap. So on an H, the steering shaft would look like this coming up above the tank. On an M, it's going to be the same angle all the way back, if that makes sense. They are very similar tractors, but an M is quite a bit bigger than an H. So, oh, Domino chimed in. There he is. Hey, James, thanks for the plates, man. I appreciate it. And the starter. I'm not sure what... John, what do you mean about the starter? I'm confused. Maybe I missed a comment up above from John. Oh, I don't see one. No. Oh yeah, the starter on an M is in a different spot. Yeah, you're correct. I'm sorry. I wasn't following. But yeah, the starter's in a different spot. On the M, it's on the left side of the bell housing if you're sitting on the tractor, and on an H, it is, well, I think it's pretty much in the middle of the bell housing if I remember correctly. I want to take a walk back there just to show you guys, but I don't want to lose you either. So I don't think it lost you before, so we'll just walk back there and see what happens. I'll flip the camera around here so you're not looking at my ugly mug. But yeah, the fenders on the case are off right now. They're actually down at Le Sueur. I left them with Rudy, so if anybody's interested in a set of Case SC fenders, they're up for sale. But here you can see the yeah, it's giving me trouble already, but hopefully you guys are still tuned in. You can see the steering shaft angle on an M pretty much matches the hood angle, where on an H it's a pretty drastic angle difference. You can see it kicks up when you come off the hood to the steering shaft. And yeah, the starter on an H is pretty much in the center. It's a little bit offset to one side, but on an M it's on the far left. So that's the big difference there, other than almost 100 more cubic inches in an M. But there's the two tractors side by side, so quite a bit of a difference there. It says very bad connection. I shouldn't even have these tractors back here for starting them up, but we'll try our best. We'll try our best. We got a little pile of deer poop right there. Yeah, they've been back here. Of course, I let the dogs out the other day, and there was probably 5 or 6 of them back here, and they scared the deer away, and I haven't seen them since. But I know they've been back here because I've been finding droppings and hoof prints. So, oh. Hey Mike, thanks for timing in, man. Hopefully you can see all these tractors running at some point. I think these videos go on my page if I remember correctly. So sorry, I'm trying to see the other comments here. Do I find that people don't get the whole tractor addiction? Depends. It's a very niche hobby, that's for sure. A lot of people find it neat or interesting, but for me, I just tell them, well, it's a lot like collecting old cars, but in most cases it's cheaper. So, and this is kind of a part of our history that, you know, really fed the country for a long time, was these old tractors plowing 2 or 3 rows at a time. And that's a lot of work. I mean, you talk about just sitting on a tractor through a parade and how much you sweat in shorts and a t-shirt. Imagine being in a dirt field for the whole entire day in jeans or overalls and a long sleeve flannel shirt. That's hard work, man. And do that for 6-7 months straight. You're welcome. Glad it helped. Hopefully it didn't cut out too much. But I think once we hit 30 minutes here, we'll just go out there and start them up. See what we can get. I'm gonna have to devise some kind of system where I can set the camera up so you guys can see them all at the same time. Maybe I should do that here while we're talking. I keep getting up and sitting down and getting up and sitting down, but that's good for me, right? So, another view of the tractors back in the corner. So yeah, they're a ways back there, you know, they're a ways away from the house. Well, I suppose you guys probably want to see the case plow I got too. That is right in this front grove of trees right here. But here, let me flip the camera around here. There it is right there. But it is a case plow. Right on top here, it's stamped case right here. But the only thing I think it's missing is one of the sod cutting wheels. So I think that's the only thing it's missing. So I might have to find one of those if I ever decide to restore this. But there it is. My yard art. So there it is. Yeah. How you doing? Good. Sorry, I'm doing a live stream on YouTube right now, so I'll come catch up with you in a minute. Oh. The neighbor wanted to come over and talk for a bit, but I was doing a live stream. Not sure if that was embarrassing or just it is what it is. I got a few more comments here on the letter series farmalls. On the steering bolster, do I put 80-90 gear oil or grease? I prefer to grease them, just because if you got a leaky seal up in the bolster, grease isn't going to run out as quickly as oil will. But I prefer to use just a thick bearing grease. And then James also says found that tractor collecting is stronger in the Midwest. I've heard that, you know, I've heard that, and I don't know, maybe it's because we're such a farming-based area, but that's what I would think. Domino wants to know if I've got enough leftover paint from the case. Oh yeah, I bet we still got a half a gallon of paint left over from that case. So, shoot, I went up there to grab grab something to put this phone into. I just had a mind blank. Grab something to put the phone on to stand up for starting the tractors, and I got distracted by the neighbor and the plow, and here I am sitting down again. So maybe I'll just bring a couple rocks or something over there and stand them up, and then I'll put the phone on the rocks, and we can start the tractors that way. It should work, I think. But the main goal is to just get them all running, and then you guys can see them all running at the same time. So I think that's probably the main goal. But it's a nice day, man. It's probably like, I don't know, 60, 65 degrees. It's really nice out. So still got to do a lot of cleanup around here, though. There's a lot of leaves. A lot of leaves in this area. But that's what we asked for. So it'll be nice. So I'm already enjoying it, and my fiance is enjoying it, so it's nice to have your own space, you know. A plow day around us, we're actually looking at doing our own plow day at a friend's farm, which is not too far from the house here. But we're trying to just line up the correct weekend where everybody can go, and it's you know, it's hard, especially with everybody's work schedules. You know, I have a really odd work schedule between jumping shifts and working weekends and nights and all that stuff, and a couple other guys in the club have the same type of work schedule where they're always, you know, either on the road as a trucker or just busy, you know, busy time of year. So kind of the ramp up for all the summer vacations that are going to be coming. So yeah, we're going to do a plow day, but it's just a matter of when. So I don't think I'll have that case plow ready to go. I mean, it needs tires, it needs to be gone over, and all the linkages and adjustment arms need to be, lubricated, and it needs some work before it's field ready. So, but I think if I do a plow day with one of my tractors, it's probably going to be the H, because that one really needs to be worked. Or ooh, somebody's got a nice car next door. But maybe the Minneapolis, I'm not sure, because one of the rear rims needs to be replaced on that because it's got calcium in the rear end, in the rear tires. So I don't know if I'll bring the Minneapolis for plow day, just because I don't want to rip a tube or something on that bad rim. But I mean, it's holding air now, but I haven't hooked it up to pull anything either and put strain on the rear tires and tubes. But the John Deere I probably could do at plow day, but I need to do the head gasket in it. So I don't know. I'd rather get the head gasket done first, and I think we're going to do this plow day here within the next probably 2 or 3 weeks, so I don't think that one's a viable option. So it's probably going to be the H. I don't want to pull the loader off the M, not that I would have to do the plow day, but it's really cumbersome to be turning all over the place with that loader on the front. So probably be the H. But we're really close here to 30 minutes, so let's just go over there. I'll grab a couple rocks and we'll start firing these things up. Grab a couple of these smaller flat rocks here. They should work, I think. Oh man, they're heavy. Just took some rocks from the fire pit, so. Oop, got dirt on my shirt already. I always get yelled at for wearing my good clothes out here, but all right, well, let me see what this view looks like here. Get you guys all set up. How's that for a view? Is that all right for everyone? It says very, but I think if we're careful. All right. I got the phone set down, so I'll start with the case. Alright guys. The case is running. Minneapolis is running. John Deere's running. Hey Michigan, what's up, man? This old farm, welcome. F20's running. The M is running. And the H is running. So I'm sure my neighbors are really happy with me right now. Kind of do a panoramic. It's going good, man, no worries. I'm gonna start turning the gas off on a couple of these. Thanks, James. I get it off of Free Music Archive. I just don't want the neighbors to get too mad at me running them all at the same time, but they gotta get to know me somehow, right? Runs really nicely, really smooth. How about we go for a little ride on the case towards the garage? A live ride, we'll call it. So for those of you who have never ridden a center exhaust case SC, well, now you have. Put myself into a bush. I know I need a big fuel tank. I got a 6-gallon and a 5-gallon can, and that's all I got. We'll do a lap around the yard, what the heck, why not? Settle it down here. See how low of a crawl we can get it to. Whoop, 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 whoop. Make sure I didn't miss any comments. Let me catch up with you guys here. Let's see. Oh man, you guys are taking off on your own chat. That's cool. Yeah, it's pretty windy here too. Of course, Connor, you're right in my neck of the woods, so of course it's going to be windy here. I don't know, I think we'll let this go just another, just put her down in first gear and we'll just putt towards the other tractors here. I think we'll let this live stream go maybe another 2 or 3 minutes and then we'll call her quits, but I don't have too many updates for everybody right now. I just working on those fenders for this case, and then it's going to probably be the F20 rear tires, and I'm not looking forward to that, but it's going to be a good time this summer. We got a lot of work to do and kind of get into the groove, into the swing of things, doing yard work and maybe do some tree and brush hauling with the tractors, just because there's a lot of stuff. There's a tree right down in this area that's down. I want to drag that out and cut it up for firewood. So, whoop. I got to adjust the idle on this. I got to set just a little too low. So, I don't know. I kind of like this live TV. It's kind of neat. Kind of neat to interact with you guys. You know, not two or 3 days later or a week later, depending on how busy everybody is, including myself. But it sounds like all the other tractors shut off, so they're out of fuel now, and this one here I'm just going to put back in the garage, so it's good and well protected. But not sure. Whoop, I hit the wrong button, but yeah, Connor, you better keep your eye on that water, man. You must have been filling up a tank or something else. Go for it. Go for the live stream. What the heck? Well, you know, one of the best resources to find people is Yesterday's Tractors. You know, I've met a lot of people through there, just ytmag.com, and I've met a lot of people through there. So yeah, cows do need water, but somebody had made an interactive map where everybody put their place on the map of the United States and even the world. So you can find people that are near you, and if you get on the right forums and stuff, you can organize a plow day actually pretty easily. So, and another way to do it would be to look up your local, like International Harvester chapters or John Deere Club chapters, stuff like that. But that's probably the best advice I could give you on finding people locally to do stuff with. I've met quite a bit of people through YouTube as well. So, you know, we're out here. It's just we just got to find each other, you know. So, but other than that, unless anybody else has got any more questions for me, I don't really have much else for you guys unless there's more you want to see. So I'm going to take the tractor back around to the front, and I think that'll conclude the video. So well, tell the pigs I say hi. You're welcome, James, and Ryan, you're very much welcome, sir. These nuts, I got about 2 3/4 acres. About half of it is wetland, but that just means nobody's going to build behind us, which is good. And I can also deer hunt back there too. But just kind of turning the tractor around here so we can get it back towards the front of the house. Kind of working the clutch with my foot. Whoop. Don't want to give it too much throttle. Going too crazy with the throttle. Whoop. This throttle is really touchy. I don't know. I got to do some adjustment with it. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for the video, and hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure appreciated you guys tuning in and hanging out with me for almost an hour now. I think that's going to do it, and thanks for watching. I just got to figure out how to turn this recording off. Which I don't know how to do. Maybe if I just hit the X button. I don't know. If it suddenly quits, I guess this is goodbye.